my life song sings. I once was blind, but now...
My name is Cheryl Allen. I was born and raised in Edmonton. I am 39 years old, and currently I am a gospel artist here in our local community.
I don't know how.
Since I gave my life to Christ, He has had a strong calling on my life to sing for His glory, meaning that it's not about me, it's all about Him.
I once was blind, but now I see.
Cheryl Allen's voice fills a room with emotion, but it was her inner voice that once left her feeling empty.
And now my life.
For 13 years, Cheryl suffered from depression.
And now
Somebody that is going through mental illness, I want them to know that there is hope. I don't care how bad the situation is. I don't care how many demons are in your closet. I don't care how bad the circumstance may be, to know that there is hope.
Cheryl found hope in music during the depths of her depression. Now she uses song to share her story, not only on how she overcame mental illness, but also to shed light on what depression really feels like.
It's really hard to describe depression. All I can say is that it was really traumatic what I had gone through. Feel like you're in a fetal position and there's just so much fright. The bed was my closest friend, corners, just not wanting to go anywhere, just a place of isolation and so much pain that was so unbearable that you cannot even articulate into words how it actually felt.
Cheryl first started experiencing symptoms of depression in her mid-20s. She felt alone, a stark contrast to just a few months before, at the top of her game as a world-class athlete. Cheryl was on the Canadian track team from 1986 to 1991. At just 14 years old, she competed in the World Junior Championships in Greece. Over the span of her track and field career, Cheryl won 150 medals. In 1996, Cheryl tried qualifying for the Olympics, but things began to fall apart.
I was really determined to make that Olympic team, and I didn't. I came in 5th overall. I was ranked 5th in Canada at the time, and soon after that I became very sick. And it's like the rise and the fall, right? I mean, it's like you have everything. You have the hot car, you have the friends, you know, you get to travel all over the world, you get to be in the coolest places, and then you lose everything.
While experiencing depression, Cheryl says she felt alone, but she's not the only African Canadian who has ever felt this way. In a 2005 study, the Health Association of African Canadians interviewed a group of Black women. They said depression is not often discussed within the Black community. They also spoke of the fear of being labeled as crazy for speaking about mental illness.
When I was going through it, I felt that I was the only Black person that was going through it. I never used to, when I was growing up, I never used to be around, a lot of my friends who are Black. I never used to talk about, geez, I'm feeling depressed and, I'm going through some mental challenges. You know what I mean? It just wasn't an issue. In any culture, whether you're Asian, whether you're Black, whether you're white, I think there are some stigma.
Cheryl's experience with depression has opened up discussions with her family in Jamaica. She says most people think you can just brush it off, but depression is both a physical and spiritual battle.
God spoke to me, and He shared a word with me in Jeremiah 29:11 that says, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans not to harm you." Because oftentimes I used to question, what is this all about? Because when you're going through spiritual warfare, when you're faced with some inner demons, and when you're faced with some things that just doesn't make any sense, you do question God. But when in that word, the key word is that I will not harm you. And I had to hold on to that.
Music and song continued to inspire Cheryl. She wrote lyrics and melodies and began to record them in her own kitchen turned soundstage.
I will praise.
As she wrote songs of worship, Cheryl felt her burdens begin to lift. She started attending services at a local church in Edmonton and met Pastor Landry Smith.
I had to encourage her that your past does not necessarily have to determine what your future looks like. And she shared with me how the whole ordeal had taken a huge toll on her personality, on her self-esteem. And healing is a process. The Bible says that we shall lay our hands upon the sick and they shall recover.
Cheryl's breakthrough finally came in 2010. She sought medical treatment and support from friends, family, and church members.
I started to take pride in how I looked. Moving into this new place was just such a blessing from where I was before. And just the amazing things that God started to do in my life.
And she has come a very, very long way. I can't really say the Cheryl I know today is the same Cheryl I met in 2009. She's more stable, she's more enthusiastic about life, she's more driven, she wants to do things, she wants to achieve the greatness that she was originally designed by God to achieve.
Today, Cheryl performs her music for churches and women's groups. She also speaks publicly about experiencing depression. She still has down days like anyone else, but says through God, her day gets brighter.
I would like to be able to be that vessel, that ambassador for Christ, representing him, to encourage the fact that you are alive today, the fact that maybe there are times that you've even considered to maybe take your life, because I know I have, and I'm still standing today, that there is hope.
For 100 Huntley Street in Edmonton, I'm Meagan Kelly.
I once was blind.